Elections, elections, elections. Why vote? Well, in this country, many people have given their lives to protect the democracy of this country, and many actually have fought hard so that all those eligible to vote can vote. So it is our duty, responsibility to engage ourselves in the democratic process of making sure that we elect a government for the people, by the people. And if you do not vote, it means that someone else actually may get in who ought not to be. So may I encourage you to vote, to engage, to converse, to discuss, and it matters a great deal if all of us were able to exercise a democratic right and able to turn up. Wouldn't it be a wonderful thing if 99% of all of us eligible to vote turned up at our polls? Christians have a duty to God, a duty to their nation, a duty to their neighbor, and voting is one of those duties.
I've always believed that the public square is more than a marketplace. Our common realm is not and cannot be stripped of values, and can never be merely a place for calculation, contract and exchange. So I don't subscribe to the view that religion should somehow be tolerated but not encouraged in public life, that you can somehow ask people to leave their faith at the door when they enter a town hall or the Commons chamber. Churches and the Christian charities have been Britain's conscience on causes from debt cancellation to child poverty to the good environmental stewardship of the earth. And each of these great recent causes is rooted in the idea that we are each other's brother and sister's keeper. It's that ideal which inspired the Labour government as we trebled aid and cancelled debt, as we lifted 500,000 children out of poverty, as we signed the world's first ever Climate Change Act. And during the financial crisis too, I was so often reminded of what I had learnt in church as a child. During the most modern of crises, I was drawn to the most ancient of truths, that where there is hardship, you cannot and must not pass by on the other side. So the lessons of the Gospels need not be kept separate from political life. If Christians engage with politics, then all of us together can build a society where wealth helps more than the wealthy, good fortune serves more than the fortunate, riches enrich not just some of us, but all. It was to help build that society that I first entered politics, and it is the vision which inspires me still.
A few weeks ago, a man in my constituency asked me why I don't mention God much in my speeches. But as I said to him, the truth is that in Parliament, we actually ask God for guidance every day. At the start of each sitting, the Speaker's chaplain reads the prayer. He reminds us of our responsibility to seek to improve the condition of all mankind. That sense of responsibility gets right to the heart of what I think politics should be all about. It's about seeing how politics really can be about change, that it can be about making things better, not just for a few or even for the many, but for everyone. We need to rediscover that sense of purpose in our politics today. And we can take our inspiration in that mission from the great campaigners like William Wilberforce. He knew how much tenacity and courage were needed to fight the social battles of his times. And in those battles, his sense of responsibility was fired up by his own personal faith. At the moment, we're seeing the same thing happen all across our country. Up and down the country, Christians are working quietly and faithfully to help heal our broken society. We need to take that record and apply it in our Parliament. So before the debates get started, let me thank you and also the Conservative Christian Fellowship for the work that you're doing. Together, we have got a huge task to do to change politics in this country. We need to show that change isn't some vague aspiration, but that it is real, it is possible. That way, we can rebuild a politics of responsibility and create a Parliament which really does do what we pray for and improve the condition of all mankind.
I hope as many Christians as possible can get involved with the debate leading up to the general election and participate in that general election. Why? Because so many of the issues close to the hearts of many, many Christians of different Christian denominations, justice in the world, social justice here at home, poverty, the interests of children, what happens in our prison system, the environment, All of those issues are issues which will be at play in the general election campaign. And the greatest risk we have that these issues won't be dealt with in the way that I hope they will be dealt with, in depth, with candour, with honesty, so that this country can move forward and we can do the good, both here at home and abroad, I feel we should do, is if people get stuck into politics. The greatest danger is that people turn off politics altogether, don't vote. So please, get involved. You will benefit, we will benefit, the country and the world will benefit.